Hey guys, Dave here. Welcome to the Centurions Review, the punk rock band of wargame review institutions. This is Space Empires. I'm just going to show you a couple turns of this, not a full game, and then Len and I will do our review. Space Empires is an outer space game where you have to take control of 7 alien races and have control of them for 2 turns in order to win. Alright, to set up, you take 1 counter from each race. The counters represent spaceships, and then you flip them upside down, and each player will take 2 of them. This game can be played by 2 to 6 players, but I'm just going to simulate a 2-player game. So let's say player 1 gets a W and an A, so he puts them on their home world. These are his starting alien races. And you see each home world, like this one, the W here has an 8. That's the amount of production points you get each turn. And this is an A, that gives you 6. If you're defending your home world, your strength is doubled. And in order to control a home world, you have to be the last unit that's there, but neutral worlds like this one here, those you have to keep a unit there in order to keep control of it and get the 1 build point. So the other player will pick, he gets the D and B. So D gives him 3 production points and B gives him 4. Now you take the leftover ones and put them in their respective home worlds. You have to write down what forces you're keeping control of because it changes during the games. So if you don't write them down, you're not going to remember after a while once you get a lot of alien forces out. Alright, now that the forces are out, let me show you something else on the map here. At the top of the map here, it shows special abilities for each alien race. So as you gain new alien races, they'll have special abilities, but it only applies to that race. Once you get control of that race, it doesn't apply to your other races. But usually these are very useful. Like this one, you can re-roll any attack once. Like W, which wins all attacks. Here's another one that lets you add a ship every time you to your stack every time you eliminate a ship, and the stacking limit on this is 3 of your own units per hex, or 3 units per hex. Alright, so let's do a sample turn here. So this player controls A and W. These are activated in the order of what the letter is, but for the production phase that doesn't matter. So this has 6 and 8, so he's got 14 production points. And D and B, the other player, they have 3, they have 7. Alright, so this player wants to build some ships, so he's going to build a W, which costs 8 points. And he puts it in there. And then he's got 6 points left, so he'll build a A1 for 6 too. The other player has 7, so he's going to build a D for 2 and a B for 4. So now it's the movement and combat phase. It will go in the order of the letters of the race, so it will be the A goes first, then the B, then the D, then the W. So the A here, he's going to take one of his units and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He wants to take that neutral system. He's almost there. So the B one here, he's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Get to there. And then D, he will move to here, so he's taking control of that. So that player gets 1 additional build point. Alright, and then we have W down here, the guy who always wins attacks. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. And then there's a victory phase where you just determine whether someone won or not. Obviously no one's won yet, so we're going to go back to the production phase. A and W will have 14 this turn. DB will have 8 plus the 1 he had last turn, so he's at 9. So W is going to buy another 1 for 8. And A will buy 1 for 6. And then D is going to buy 1 for 2. Actually, he's got 8 this turn, so he can buy 2 of them actually for 2 each. And B will get 4, so both these guys are down to 0 production points now. They've spent them all. Alright, so A will go. A will move into here, and he takes control of that, so they get 1 additional build point each turn. And this one here will move out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's go to B, who's over here. B takes this neutral system and gives his player 1 additional build point. And this one's going to move out here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And now W down here will go. So he takes that neutral system. So they're up to 16. Alright, victory phase. There's no victory yet. So we'll start a new turn. Player 1 has 16 points and the other player has 9. Gonna buy a W. The W, like I said, it wins all combats, but there's only four in the mix, so that's the maximum it can have. Or wins all attacks, actually, not all combats. When he's being attacked, he can be hurt. Alright, we buy an A for 6, so that's 14 points, and we have 2 left. Now the other player is going to go, he's got 9 points. So he's going to spend them on B. So he buys 8 points, 2 ships for B. Alright, so the turn's going to start up here. This with A, he's going to move out and join this counter here. B, these are going to move out and join that counter and form a stack. D is warp capable, so he can go anywhere on the map. He can do regular movement or warp. He's going to do warp this turn. He just can't land on directly on a planet. So he's going to take these 2 and warp to here. And now W's up. So that's going to go there, and this one's going to go here. Alright, then we do a victory phase, no victory. So, build points again. So player 1 has 18, and the other player has, he's got 10. Alright, so he's going to buy 2 A's for 12. He can't buy any more there because he's got reached the stacking limit of 3, and he's out of W, so he can't buy those. So he needs to conquer another race so he can start building their spaceships. Alright, D will go, build 2 more for 4, and B will build 1 for 4. So they have 2 left they can carry over to next turn. Alright, so A will go. This stack's going to move to here. And this stack's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to there. Alright, he's attacking G. G can do something interesting. He can reverse combat odds if he wishes when he is being attacked. So right now he's at 8 because he's doubled because he's in the star system. And the attacker has 12. So he'll change it to an 8 to 12. So that's a 2 to 3. Alright, let's roll him and see what happens. He rolls a 1 on the 2 to 3 table, so that's not very good because his attacker eliminated, so he loses both of his own ships. Only good thing about that is he can buy them back later or rebuild them. Okay, B will go now. This is going to move over here, and then this one will move out. So he's got 8 in this, and this doubles to 4, so it's a B's attacking, and he's on the 2-to-1 table. 2-to-1, and he gets a 4. That's a C. A C means contact, means no one was killed or injured. Alright, and now D. These two will just move into here, so we'll get 1 extra production point. And this will warp to... It's going to warp to right there. And this one will warp to right there. Or no, he's going to stay there and hold. He has to hold that one. Alright, and now it is W. 1, 2, 3, 4. He automatically wins all attacks, so that's defeated. And he moves in here and takes control of M. M will give him... In the introductory game, M gives production points, but in the regular game, which is what I'm playing now, it does not. So he gets no additional production points, but he can build M ships now, which is good because there's no more W ships to build. Alright, so let's do production again. So player 1's at 22, and the other player's at 12. So he's going to buy 2 A's for 12, and then he's going to buy some M's. He's going to buy 2 M's for a total of 4. Alright, and their special ability for M is each ship may build another ship provided it wasn't involved in combat. The first one is free. And D and B, they have 12 points. So 2, 4 for the D's. That's all they can do because B's, they've run out. Alright, so A will go now. So he's going to move over here. And these two will go there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, you can only make it to there. So we got combat there. That's 12 to 6, so it's a 2-to-1. Not good. 2-to-1 and 1. It's a contact, so nothing happened. You got lucky there. I thought it was going to be an exchange or attacker eliminated. Alright, so B is up now. B is going to attack here. So that's an 8 to 4. And he rolls a 1, so a 2-to-1 just contact. And D, let's see where he's going to go here. He's going to warp 1 to there, 1 to there. Oops, now that one's going to stay here. And yeah, that should be sufficient. And now M. Or yeah, M. 2 here, so they're going to move out to there. And this is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, so new turn again. So this guy's got 22 build points and the other guy has 18. So he buys 2 of these for 12. And then over here, he's going to buy 2 more. So he's got 6 left. And the other guy, buy 2 Ds. That's 4. Can't buy any Bs. Alright, so A will go now. It's going to move to there. That's going to move to there. It's going to move out to there. And he's going to leave 1 behind, I think. Alright, so over here he's got 24 to 6, so that's a 3-to-1. 3 to 1 rolls a 4. That's defender eliminated. So this player moves this stack into here, and he's now in control of P, which gives him 4 additional build points. And he can build P ships now. Alright, let's go to B. B's going to go there. So that's 16 to 4, so a 4 to 1. 4 to 1 at 2 is contact. That's still there. Wow. Alright, D is up. Where's he going to warp to? These are going to, that's 6, 8. So they're going to attack there. It's a 2 to 1 because that one's doubled. 2 to 1 at 1 is contact. Nothing happens. Alright, so M now. It's going to move to there. Actually, he's going to leave one behind here and move that there. And then we have P, which isn't doing anything. And W goes now, so he moves here and automatically wins the attack because that's his ability. So he's taking control of J now. And he gets an additional 6 points. But that's the basic game. Player 1 is in control of A, W, M, P, and J. So that's 5 star systems. If he gets holds 7 for 2 turns, he'll win. So he's on the way to winning. The other player just has D and B, so he's not doing so well. Game plays a lot like, kind of like Risk in Outer Space, but the different races get special abilities, which is kind of cool. And one thing I forgot to mention is there's zones of control in this. So once you are in an enemy zone of control, you may not leave it. So that's kind of like ground combat in a World War II game, which is kind of unusual in an outer space game, but it is a fun game. Anyhow, we'll go to the review now. Hey guys, Dave and Len here. We just played Space Empires from Mayfair Games. The guy who made this is from the Chicagoland area. No one knows if he still exists. He's Neil Zimmerer, but he had a lot of really fun games from back in the golden era of microgaming. What'd you think of it, Len?
Actually, I enjoyed it, even though I lost. And it was a slow loss. You fight it out, and the game was easy to learn. Each race has certain capabilities that if you used right, you can win. Of course, your ability, you had to run the race with some of the most powerful ships. So you wore me down, and it's a simple game to learn. It's actually, I wouldn't mind playing again. It's always a mark of a good game.
Yeah, it's fun to play. Seems like the author played Risk quite a bit, and he made like a space version of Risk that's more detailed and has more complexity to it. It's not a complex game at all. It's actually a very simple game. It just happens to be more complex than Risk. But yeah, imagine Risk in outer space where all the races have special abilities, and when you conquer a race, then you can start building their ships too. So it's a fun game. I had a lot of fun with it. The multiplayer game is really fun. Solitaire, it's not meant for solitaire. I think this is for 2 to 4 players.
Yeah.
But when playing at solitaire, it doesn't work because how would I put it?
There's too much to take
bookwork to take too much bookwork.
And you know what's coming.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, it's hard to keep track of all the different races, which of the two sides has it. When you're playing multiplayer, the other player's keeping track of some of the information, so that certainly helps. So,
yeah, I was thinking this is 3 to 4 players. This would be even better because I think the only problem with a 2-player game is sometimes you could see we had the one battle where what was it, the S or not the R? What race did I have down there?
I think the D's.
Not the D's, the other one I had.
D, M, G.
The G's,
Yeah.
yeah. When I lost 2 battles, I got like, defender eliminated and attacker eliminated, and I had virtually no space navy left in that area. Well, you had all these big 6-unit counters coming in my direction before I could rebuild.
Yeah.
At that time, you had like 4. That was like your 1, 2, 3, 4th race that you captured, and I had only I was down to 1, and I was working on another one. So from that point on, it was 4 races to 2 races, and I have small combat units. And you just kind of like a tide just swept me over.
Yep.
Started pushing me out of places.
The only downside to this game, other than it's not suitable for solitaire, is that there's zones of control in outer space, which is utterly bizarre. It's the same zone of control rules you would have like in a World War II game, where if you enter an enemy zone of control, you have to stop. And in this game, if you're in an enemy zone of control, you have to attack when it's your turn to attack. And you're not allowed to leave an enemy zone of control. So in that aspect, it's kind of like a World War II game. Those type of rules are more suitable for like land combat than outer space combat. But other than that, it's a great game.
Well,
I really like it.
Like if you attack 2 to 1, and I think if you roll a 1, it's just contact, nothing happens.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the next turn he has to attack 1 to 2, which can be which could eliminate him.
Yeah.
So,
one thing I liked is there's auto kills on the combat results table. If you get 6 to 1 odds, you automatically defeat the enemy. Or if you're fighting 1 to 6, you're automatically defeated. So that saves a lot of die rolling and stuff, because with odds like that, you're just going to be wiped out. So I wish more games would do that with like an auto kill when you get extreme odds.
yeah, but I insisted on rolling. Just sort of.
Yeah, I know.
I had to do something. I had to try. I mean, it was. Well, actually, I thought that there should be like one of them was like contact at the last edge of each table, just to frustrate people.
Yeah, I mean, that's what they usually do in war games, but it's nice for once that they didn't, and there's just auto kills at extreme odds. That was kind of cool.
Mm-hmm. All right, but it's a good game worth. If you have your friends over, it's worth playing. It's not that complicated. You could easily learn it.
Yeah.
And it's best to have. I was thinking this is more as a multiplayer game.
Yeah.
Than a 2-player competitive game.
Mm-hmm. All right, thanks for watching, guys. Next week, I'm not sure what we'll be trying. Maybe another micro game. Have a good evening.
Mm-hmm.